Oh no, so I've been chatting just nothing. No voice for a while here. I'm so sorry. All right, so we got like 15 minutes left. I'll get into what I was just saying. All right, so there is a thing coming up. It's Universal Basic Income Town Hall. So the government of Canada is looking to transition. What it looks like right now is they're looking to transition what the CURB, are like COVID support benefit of $2,000. They want to transition that into a universal basic income, um, which is like a really interesting step forward. A UBI isn't really a solution to the problems of capitalism, it is a band aid. But it is a really good band aid, in my opinion, because what we have a system that we see is like creating this huge wage disparity. Lots of people are becoming more and more impoverished. Not many people are getting richer, I can assure you that. So more and more people are finding themselves under the poverty line, because employers don't have an incentive to pay you a reasonable wage and to increase your wages with inflation. So because of the continued rise in inflation and the failure of employers to raise wages along with that inflation, um, people are finding themselves with not enough money to survive. So UBI solves a bit of that problem by ensuring that there is a basic level of income, regardless of if you have a job or not. Obviously, a minimum wage didn't quite work because you cannot expect employers to raise the minimum wage with inflation. It's not in their interest. They want profit. They want to increase their profit margins, right? So if the contract says X amount of dollars and inflation goes up, they don't have an obligation to push it up to that next inflation level of inflation, right? So we will have to make sure that the government increases the UBI with inflation. That will be an essential part of the struggle against the state and capitalism. But for now, this actually could be a really promising band aid measure that could give a lot of people leverage in the time being over their employers. This is a step that should be accompanied with a continued increase in union membership. And it should be, and I don't mean like student unions, I mean like real, actual unions. And I don't mean police unions either, I mean real, actual unions. So with an increases in membership in institutions like unions who can fight for the rights of the workers, that have the resources to do that collectively, uh, along with the UBI, you have some pretty good tools to leverage against profit and capital focused businesses who employ you. I think also that the UBI will give people a little space to breathe. Some of the most important things we need are like food and shelter. That's essentially what it's going to cover. It looks like there will be like a portion of it will be taxed. I know that a portion of my student benefit is taxed, so I'm expecting to have to pay about $800 back at the end of the tax year, which is ridiculous. But you know, for the time being, that is that. Um, yeah. So yeah, that's over a month's rent for me. $800. It's ridiculous. Regardless, there is some promise with the proposition of a universal basic income that will have some space to breathe, shelter, and food for as many people as possible. It looks like, though, it won't actually include homeless people until they have a place of residence. So that'll be something interesting to look at. If that is how that ends up, we should hopefully see some actions to make sure the homeless population gets some houses so that they can start That would be a good mutual aid. Just like pay for someone's first month of rent, you know, um, give them a job doing, you know, whatever, paying them whatever, right? Just so they can get some references and get a get a house. Or going with the government, if the government will do it, housing first approach, house the homeless and make sure they get that curb. Most people are not on the street by their own will. Some people are, but very few, like a fraction of a percent, I'm sure. I don't know the exact numbers, but you know, just making sure people have a place to live so they can get their curb. So there are other pieces of the puzzle. Some people want the UBI to replace a lot of the current systems. I don't think that's the right answer. I think we should add it onto the current systems and see how that shapes up, see what we still need moving forward, what is feasible to work with, um, and yeah. So yeah, Canada might have a universal basic income coming. I really hope it does. It's really important to the struggle against capitalism, and it's also like useful for liberals who want to maintain capitalism. We'll see how it shapes up, how it can be used, but it is important. Hopefully, it also presents to a lot of hardcore right wingers just an example of how this does not how these sort of sharing systems are actually beneficial to humanity, even within capitalism. Like sharing actually creates a better capitalism, which is not that great, regardless, because it's capitalism. But you know, that's that's how it goes. Anyways, so I'm gonna end this now because it is a Zoom call that I'm entering, and I don't know if I'm allowed to stream that. But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm gonna make sure this is posted. I don't know. I'll start a new series as well for like political live streams. Oh no, I'll put this in my thoughts on this. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on UBI. So just random impromptu my thoughts on this. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a great time. I'm gonna try to do some live stream interviews or something with people too, because there's some cool stuff happening in my city and around Canada, and I think it's all really great. And I'd like to get more more people exposure and like views and stuff like that. I'm really not that popular right now, so but you know, I can become more popular if you hit the like button and the subscribe button and the bell thingy. Um, I'm not going to do any what do you call those? Where a business pays you to promote their stuff. It's like not advertising, but it's like sponsorship. I'm not going to do sponsorships, but you can check out my Patreon, which is Mila Political. You can also check out my Instagram, which is also Mila Political. And I just started a Twitter where I'm going to say funny things and make fun of horrible Twitter people. And that is called Mila Political. It's basically just Mila Political, right? So you can also email me at milapolitical@gmail.com if you would like a cool topic on here. Or you can comment below if you'd like me to talk about something in the future. Or you can like DM me on Instagram. Or you can message me on Twitter or chat with me on Twitter. Um, yeah, I'm not going to do Facebook because I'm already on Instagram. They got my info. But I am also going to talk about how to get off Facebook pretty soon. So that's something that's coming up. All right. So thanks for watching.